Stephen Hawking once wrote, "I'm just a child who's never grown up. I still keep asking these how and why questions. Occasionally, I find an answer." I really like this quote because it reminds me of this freedom we have as kids to just question the world and discover new things all the time, again and again, as we're running around and exploring our surroundings. And I believe that we should keep this kid curiosity as grown-ups, that we should keep on exploring and questioning and going in blind. And of course, video games are obviously a great medium for trying out this informal learning, because they are about no risks of direct dangers when playing a video game. It's easier for people to try and see what happens in this context. They are less afraid of making a mistake, and they might embark on difficult adventures that require them to continuously discover, learn, and redo. To me, a great example of this learning through exploration is Journey. Released in 2012, Journey is an adventure title developed by That Game Company. Quickly recognized as a unique and lovable game by players and critics alike, it's gotten ported to lots of platforms and it's still enjoyed by a huge amount of fans today. Journey has a stunning art direction, and it has an amazing soundtrack that instantly pulls you to the endless desert. Its gameplay is incredibly simple, and yet it's enough. But most of all, this game has been saluted for the one-of-a-kind experience that it delivers. Many players have said to have had strong emotional responses when faced with this game, and it's interesting to think that some were just glad to soar in between the dunes for hours and see the characters slowly glide through the air. So, how come we can like such a basic thing? Well, I think that parallel to the great art style and the sound design, it's also because the game demands that you are completely involved. It requires full engagement, because you are the complete master of the story. Now, Journey is a minimalistic game. It has no text or voice. It has no real tutorial. It does not impose a pace, and it does not enforce a specific path. Sure, you have some locations that you'll need to visit to get through the levels and continue your adventure, but you can still dance around in the sand for 20 minutes if you like, without being assaulted by NPC auto-replies or having a large arrow point to the next objective. The game has you learn its rules by yourself, one at a time and at your own speed. There are some overlays of controls at the very beginning, but other than that, Journey often feels more like a movie or a living picture than a video game. It's about the exact opposite of QuickTime events, where the interactivity is constantly brought to the foreground. Also, in this game, we learn via trial and error. Our knowledge of this desert land and our journey skills come from discovery and exploration. We basically encounter something new, make some hypothesis as to what we should do, and then repeat these steps until we've found the right solution and internalized it. So at the very beginning, you'll probably be pretty lost in this huge desert, but then as you explore the world, pick up bonuses, or meet strange creatures, you will slowly see patterns emerge, and you'll even be able to speculate what the rules and internal logic of this land are. This idea of redoing the same task over and over again to gradually tweak your behavior and eventually get the best possible result is typically something that we do as children. And it has even given traction to a subfield of AI research called reinforcement learning. Here, the algorithm is not given a set of rules, but rather a context, a bit like a kid that is faced with a brand new situation and has to react to it. The AI is asked to guess a move, and after a given amount of actions, it will be rewarded a positive or a negative amount of points. And based on this reward, the AI can then learn if the actions taken previously are right or wrong, and adapt better for next time. By cleverly picking the rewards and the actions, and by repeating this scenario thousands of times, you can ultimately get pretty amazing results like the famous Dota 2 or StarCraft AI players. And you see that, in a way, this process is pretty similar to what a Journey player is doing. So what if Journey, in all its bright beauty, was also a great example of learning through exploration? And please tell me in the comments, how many of you have, like me, spent hours running and jumping just to hear the sand fall? In the meantime, if you have any other ideas of games that taught us something without us noticing, go ahead and share them in the comments. As always, thanks a lot for watching, and take care.